Why mummies mattered. Did the ancient Egyptians really want to live forever? It seems they did. They believed life continued long after death. Not a vague hope, this belief shaped their culture and religion. To prepare, they built grand tombs, wrote magical prayers, and devoted incredible effort to creating mummies. Mummification was a careful, sacred art to stop decay. Preserving the body helped the soul succeed in the afterlife. The body was an anchor for an eternal journey. Life along the Nile mixed beauty with hardship, fertility and floods, unseen disease, constant death. So pharaohs and ordinary people planned for a second existence. They sought to keep the body recognizable so the Ba and K could return. Lose the body, lose eternity. This belief drove their architecture, art, and science. The sacred workshop, preparing for the afterlife. Special priests and highly skilled workers performed mummification. They worked in dedicated spaces, the Wabet, the place of purification. Years of training in anatomy and ritual were required. 70 days, each step precise and symbolic, with specialized tools and materials. First, the body was washed with Nile water, sometimes scented with palm wine. This ritual cleansing showed respect and began the sacred transformation. Next, the cutter opened the left flank to remove organs, stomach and liver, intestines and lungs, parts that decay quickly. The heart stayed, seat of intelligence, memory, and emotion, essential for judgment. The brain, less valued, was withdrawn through the nose with fine hooks. The skull was rinsed with palm wine, then packed with linen or resin. Every act balanced craft and devotion. After organ removal, the body had to be completely dried. They used natron, a natural mix of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, harvested from dried riverbeds, perfect for absorbing moisture. Small linen bags filled the cavity, and a large external mound covered the body. For about 40 days, natron drew out moisture from skin, muscle, and tissue. Desiccation halted bacteria and decay. Removed organs dried separately in natron. This long phase hardened the body into a lifelike form for millennia, all while priests performed rites and recited spells of protection. They asked Osiris and Anubis for safe passage, food, water, and guardianship. After 40 days, the salt was brushed away. The body was lighter, thinner, dark and leathery, dry and sterile. Washed again, anointed with oils and resins, then gently filled to restore form. With the body ready, the final stage began, the wrapping. This intricate work could take up to 15 days using long, narrow strips of fine linen. Each step was done with precision. Every finger and toe received care before limbs were wrapped. Often the arms were crossed over the chest. Layer upon layer formed the classic mummy shape. Wrapping was infused with prayers and spells. Protective amulets were nestled within the linen. Ankh for life, Djed for stability, Scarab for rebirth. The heart scarab, inscribed with a spell, guarded judgment. Dark resin sealed the wrappings into a protective shell. A final shroud was tied head to foot. A portrait mask, cartonnage for many, solid gold for a pharaoh like Tutankhamun. An idealized face so the Bey could recognize its body. The sacred journey ready to begin. Tombs, coffins, and canopic jars, the house for eternity. The mummified body was only one part. Removed organs were dried and wrapped, then placed in canopic jars, 4 sacred vessels. Imseti guarded liver, Hapi lungs, Duamutef stomach, Kebesenyef intestines, stored near the coffin, ensuring completeness in the afterlife. Coffins evolved, simple boxes to human-shaped forms, richly painted with names and gods. The wealthy rested within nested coffins, the outermost a stone sarcophagus. The tomb was their eternal house. Pharaohs lay in hidden complexes, long corridors and many rooms. Walls became magical guidebooks for the afterlife. They promised farming, feasting, sailing, life perfected beyond death. They warned of dangers and armed the dead with spells to pass safely. Every detail turned belief into architecture, a house for eternity. The ideal 70-day process was exquisite and expensive. Royal treatment was reserved for pharaohs, their families, and top officials. The tombs of Tutankhamun and Ramesses the Great show immense resources for eternity. Flawless preservation, finest linens, priceless jewelry, golden and stone coffins, tombs brimmed with furniture, chariots, food, even games. But belief was universal. Many sought simpler preservation. Lower-cost options used cedar oil to dissolve organs, then natron drying. Others dried and wrapped the body with fewer materials and less labor. Families pooled funds. Some periods had large workshops for many. Simpler graves held few goods, perhaps clay pots and a single amulet. Earlier still, nature mummified bodies in hot, dry sand, an inspiration for artificial methods. That insight blossomed into complex science and sacred ritual, all to last forever. Mummification is more than strange steps. It's a window into belief. It shows how deeply they cared for the dead and honed incredible skills. A profound respect for the body and hope beyond the grave. Art, religion, and early science came together in one purpose. Today, CT and X-rays let us look inside without unwrapping. We see 3D skeletons and sometimes preserved soft tissue. Scans reveal age, health, and sometimes cause of death. Fractures, arthritis, disease. Hair tells of diet. Bones show labor's stresses. We find heart disease, parasites, even dental problems. These silent bodies speak, names, families, stories. Born from the wish not to be forgotten, a home for the soul and memory. The mummy is an ancient promise. We can create something that lasts forever. And their echoes still reach us today.